Hello everyone. I would like to provide in this video some safety advice, mainly about computer safety. The information provided here is my own personal opinion. Most people are aware that there are some things that could be done to protect their computers. There are antivirus programs, firewalls, etc. Many people know that computer hard drives can be backed up to external media such as several rewritable or read-once DVDs. Memory sticks can be used, but many will be needed, and that makes backups more expensive. One of my suggestions is to purchase one or two external hard drives because they have higher capacity and are faster in the backup process than backups to DVDs and low-capacity media, when compared to hard drives. Tape drives are another option, but they are slower. You could download backup software and automate the process and make it easier for you. A more expensive method than buying one or two hard drives is to buy a second computer. But if you do, then preferably get the same model so that a full backup between computers make it easy to match settings for drivers used by internal components. If your main computer dies or is failing, then you have a second computer to be able to keep working. One thing that you could do for safety is to keep one of your clone computers away from the internet. Meaning, not to connect it to the internet. Another option is to have just a hard drive that is never connected to the internet and has a backup of everything, or at least user data such as pictures, audios, scanned documents, etc. There is the option of also having the secondary computer connected to the internet as long as you have a full backup on an external hard drive. That way, if something happens, you will have a backup computer and also a data storage device. You will only lose what has not been backed up yet. One situation with multiple backups and devices is synchronization. Therefore, you will need to keep a log of your backups, which device has the latest information, normally the main drive. Frequent backups are best, but backups are very time-consuming. You should do backups at least when there is enough new data that you do not want to lose. What you could do is do the backups when the computer is not in use, such as overnight or on a Sunday or Saturday. But have a strong password in your computer so that no unauthorized user will be able to use your computer while doing the backups and when you are away from the computer. Your computer should be in a very secure location and not connected to the internet when not in use. If you do not want to do full backups, then you should at least back up your data manually or do a cumulative backup when able to do that. You should keep a log of when the backups were done unless you are consistent with your backups, and log when you do not do them. Businesses use a more sophisticated method for backups, which is saving the information in multiple hard drives at the same time or almost at the same time. That setup is normally one main hard drive and one or more secondary hard drives that get automatically updated. The secondary hard drives are basically clones of the main one. It is a setup in which if the main hard drive fails, then the second hard drive can take over. You could try to have something similar. Have a main hard drive in your computer and do backups to a second hard drive that could be internal or external. The faster the connection between the two hard drives, the faster the backups will be. Backup of whole hard drives take a long time. Therefore, the fastest method is the most desirable. The problem with having the two hard drives in the same computer is that if malware reaches the computer, then both hard drives most likely will get damaged. By having an extra hard drive or an external hard drive that is not always connected to the main one, only for backups, then you will have the safety of not risking both hard drives at the same time. Make sure that your computer equipment is in several ways protected from falls and other impacts. When they fall to the floor, they often suffer great damage because they have very delicate and susceptible parts such as the display and the hard drive. Many of their parts are made of plastic, glass, and delicate electronics. When a drop or hit happens to a computer or hard drive, then could become unusable, and it is costly to have them repaired and replaced. Hard drives, which are still in use in most computers, use an ARM reader that goes on top of magnetic media. Such media could be scratched by such ARM upon the hard drive or computer being dropped onto the floor or other hard surface. That will make the media unreadable, almost or completely impossible to fix. If that happens, then the data in it is most of the time unrecoverable or very hard and expensive to recover. Make sure that you update your antivirus software every day and that you run antivirus scans very often, hopefully at least once a day. More so after visiting websites that are risky or suspicious, and when you notice that your device is not behaving normally. You could run a full anti-malware scan every night or when stepping away from the computer for a time larger than what it takes to get back to the computer. You can also pause or stop a scan when you need to use the computer and the scan is slowing the responsiveness of the computer. Then you can restart or resume the scan when the computer is again not in use. You should also do backups at night or when the computer will not be used for a sufficient amount of time to be able to complete it. You should choose a schedule for them that will be most beneficial. It is very important to do full backups before making risky changes such as upgrades and new installations. Also document in full detail what changes were made and to what. You should use browsers that protect your privacy such as Tor, spelled Tor. Use safe search software such as DuckDuckGo. Use browser add-ons that protect you online such as uBlock Origin, Privacy Badger, and HTTPS Everywhere. You should go incognito in browsers that provide it. You should use safe email and text messaging software such as Signal and ProtonMail. Use software that cleans your computer from trackers such as BleachBit or CCleaner. Note that CCleaner was hacked once in the past. For Android devices you can download apps from Google Play such as Orbit, spelled Orbot, Orfox, spelled Orfox, Firefox Focus, and Red Onion. Choose safer operating systems whenever you can. You could check the settings in your computer to make sure that the firewall is turned on. In Windows you should also turn on Windows Defender and do the Windows updates, but check on the internet that the updates are safe because some of them have caused trouble. You should also get a virtual private network service, VPN for short, for your internet connection. A couple of good ones are NordVPN or AirVPN. You should prefer software that provides encryption. There are many ways to protect your data. You can basically set up everything with the latest protection methods. It is good to read about the latest threats, the latest safety measures, etc. There are a lot of videos and pages that provide such information. Just make sure that your internet browser has the latest updates to diminish the risk of visiting pages that contain malware. Also make sure not to click on links received in your emails that do not match what it says at the bottom of the screen of your email software. The text on the link could say for example www.microsoft.com, but when placing the cursor on top of the link the address could be what clearly is or somewhat looks like an imposter's page. Be careful when using a laptop's mouse on top of email links because you could click on it by mistake and be taken to a page that contains malware. Cover the camera and microphone on your computer, laptop, and cell phone when not in use. Make all your passwords different, long, complicated and have it contain combinations of letters, several symbols, and numbers. You can keep a file that contains your passwords and keep it in very safe places where nobody will be able to find them. Watch out for Internet of Things devices, abbreviated IoT, that contain parts that could spy on you. Many new technological products contain microphones and or webcams that could be used to spy on you. For example, televisions, speakers, and other products that connect to the Internet, even future refrigerators will connect to the Internet. Basically, there is a new way for companies to intrude into your home and business to gather even further information about every little detail of your life. Privacy has been attacked in many ways and continues to be by corporations with the ever-increasing desire to advertise and know more about purchasing habits and other details that will give them an edge over competitors. Disable Internet access on devices where there should not be a need for them to be connected or turn the Internet on only when you actually need for them to connect to the Internet and then turn the Internet off when not using them. The problem is that you will forget to turn off their Internet access at times. Some television sets connect to the Internet to let you watch Internet content but also let Internet companies learn about your habits regarding what you watch on the Internet. While corporations have the need for ever-increasing revenue to satisfy stockholders, then they will continue to act in ways that could even be illegal or way too intruding in people's life. They do that so that they could advertise their products, target specific customers more directly with the least amount of expense. Some companies gather a lot of data and then sell it to other companies. Corporations have large budgets that they can use to sway decisions of politicians to stop laws that go against their interests, including privacy laws that could protect people. Some very large companies are well known to gather large amounts of data to sell it to other companies for targeted advertising. When large amounts of data is saved on the cloud, then that encourages black hat hackers to attack to obtain information that could be used to take money from people and companies. It is recommended to restrict the amount of information you provide on the internet. There is identity theft and many other activities that are very damaging. You should not disclose your information voluntarily in social media, especially photos, location, etc., because you could be subject to people who could stalk you or impersonate you or go to your home to break into it. Face recognition and fingertip recognition can be misused by other people or companies. You should protect yourself in every possible way. Even your recorded voice could be used against you. Yes, it is kind of paranoia time. Many governments spy on people, some control or limit access to the internet, prevent people from using specific websites, etc. Privacy needs to be protected and people should push their government hard to obtain full privacy protections. More coalitions and stronger coalitions are needed to fight for the rights of people. And not only to fight for privacy protections but also against many other abuses made by companies and governments. Because the internet is a primary way for others to spy on you, then you should use it carefully. Do not provide anything that could be used against you. That goes for comments, photos, voice, location, etc., the same for cellular phones. Cell phones provide location information and are susceptible to attacks. Be careful on what you install in your cell phone and computer. Some freeware and even paid software contain spyware, malware, etc. Always check on the internet for comments about the safety of what you will be installing on your devices. Check to find out if what you are about to install contains anything dangerous or suspicious. Run anti-malware software onto the file that you are about to install in your computer. You can do that selectively by right-clicking on the file and running several anti-malware programs you have installed on your computer. You should try to be as anonymous on the internet as you can. There are many videos that give you detailed advice about protecting yourself on the internet. You could have a profile for work and another for home. You should have an anonymous email address that does not even provide your first name, location, or your date of birth or age. Nothing in the email address should provide information. The picture in your profiles should be a fake one. It could be of a drawing not related to you or some other picture that is not a real picture of a person. Be careful of what you do at work computers that involve personal matters such as photos, etc. If you are ever fired, you will not be given the chance to get them from your work computer. Besides, you should not be doing personal activities in work computers anyway. The use of memory sticks is a method for saving personal data. But they are extremely easy to lose and they are very easily infected by computer viruses, and they are a risk to equipment because they can carry malware that will infect other computers. Let's say that you plug a memory stick into an infected computer, then the infected computer will pass the virus into the memory stick. Then when you plug the memory stick into another computer, then you will infect that other computer. Make sure that your devices are safe at home. An unsecure home is at risk from thieves who could steal your computer and cell phone, and then someone could attempt to see what you have in them and even use that information against you. Be careful where you leave your bank cards, where you give them for purchases, etc. Basically protect your possessions at all time. Also protect your physical well-being. Do not risk your life in unsafe activities such as by driving motorcycles, doing risky jumps or other extreme activities, etc. The better you protect yourself, the longer you will live in a good physical and financial condition. Best wishes and have a safe life. Caesar. See you saint@gmail.com